Boom, recording. Episode 5, Dead Face to Face. So you'll be hard pressed to find another artist to match the work ethic who I'm talking to right now. Second to none. Hunger, passion, and drive come to mind describing this brother. He roams across a vast assortment of mediums. His growth has stemmed from his commitment and his hard work and his fearless experimentation. His genuine energy is contagious. You've seen his art from oils to Charlie Brown inspired motifs, to album covers, to clothing, to in person at your local hip hop show or every day on your social media. Head down art first, gang. Never say frog. He's the evolution that is KIPDAFOG. My man,
Quite the intro.
love it, man. It's very fitting.
I think your intros are my favorite part of this thing.
Yeah, man. My wife said the same shit last night. She said, I gotta put a smile on your face, and I'm happy."
Yeah, you certainly did.
Yeah, beautiful, man. I see you rocking the Vivian at the Art Basel jumper
Yeah,
on. Fire.
took me a little bit to pick out which one to wear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to quickly wash this one last night, so I had something to wear.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. How's things? You work today?
No, I don't really work in the winter too much unless it snows.
Oh
So
shit.
like I do the landscape, and so like in the winter I basically just paint and wait till it snows.
Yeah, right. So you get a good amount of time off.
Yeah, it's nice.
Beautiful. Then you got to bust your ass for the rest of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my man. Shit.
It's
All right,
it's
man.
fun. I think I would do a lot more painting when
Yeah.
I'm like winter, but sometimes I'm just like I get like more lazy because I'll be like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, I could start painting right now, but I'm like,
Yeah, I
I
feel
could
it.
start. I could start at noon. Where it's like when I'm working, it's like I get out of work and I'm like, I have 5 hours to paint. I need to right now. And the second I get home, I hit it. Like
Yeah, 100%. You're forced to. Man, I find that too. The more you're working, the more you want to do. The less you do, the less productive you are.
you kind of start getting lazy in the winter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit, man. Man, so where are you from? Where you live? I know, but I'm just the people.
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay, yeah, dope, dope, dope. How long you been there for?
My whole life.
Oh shit, so born and raised.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man,
I
Boston.
went. I went away a little bit when I went to college, but it was still in Massachusetts. It was just like Western Mass, more going more towards like New York.
Yeah, yeah, dope, dope. What's Boston like?
It's nice. Yeah, I'm like an hour outside of Boston.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Nice. Like rural areas or like
No, like
suburbia?
no, we're like kind of the second biggest city in Massachusetts. So it's
Oh shit.
yeah, so it's kind of like it's similar to Boston. It just doesn't have as many like sky rises and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha, gotcha.
It's
So
kind of like thousands from Lynn. It's kind of like a place like that. Like it's a city. It's just not like as built up.
yeah, yeah, gotcha, gotcha. So you like it out there?
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. All right, my man. Your earliest hip hop memories.
Earliest hip hop memories. Um, Fucking good question.
Yeah, tough one. I got asked this today.
Um, Dude, I don't really know. I mean, I think one of the first CDs I actually bought was the first DMX CD.
Yeah, yeah, dope. Dark and Hell is
Um,
Hot.
I don't know if that was like my first like introduction to hip hop, but I remember that was like the first one that I bought where I was like, able to go to the store myself and like buy a CD. You know what I mean? I always listened to like the radio and I used to record like everyone else, you record on the cassette tape what you hear on
Yeah,
the radio,
yeah, yeah, 100%.
like Biggie songs or whatever. You just record your own little mixtape or whatever. But I remember that being the first one I went down to. We used to have a chain around here, Strawberries. You go down and buy yourself a CD or whatever.
Oh, dope, dope. That's funny, man. My 16th birthday, I had a party in my house, and then the next morning, caught the train. It was like an hour and a half train, and I brought Dark as Hell is Hot on my birthday when I was a kid. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I remember. Speaking of that, a funny story. I remember I went to like a amusement park when I was like, I don't know when that came out. I think I was in sixth grade or fifth grade or something.
Yeah.
And I remember I bought like one of like it was obviously fake, but because it was at a carnival, but like a little fake like Rough Riders chain when I was like in
They had the bootleg Rough Rider gear where I was from, man. We lived like 3 hours away from the city where I was growing up, and everyone had the bootleg Rough Rider shit. It was
Yeah,
hilarious,
yeah.
man. It's hilarious. Oh man, how did you link up with the brother Thousand Words? I spoke to him yesterday, and we had nothing but good words to say about you. But I wanted to know from your end, your link, and how you's connected.
Honestly, I just, when I started doing like when I first started drawing, I was doing like the tattoo flash kind of, just like I'd listen to a song and make a little like flash sheet for the song.
Fight.
And I had seen his stuff, his work and whatnot, and I hit him up and asked him to buy like one of he was selling like pins or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was like, I can't charge you, you're an artist, so like how will you make me one of those flash sheets? And he told me like some of the stuff he wanted on it. And I was like, hell yeah, that'd be an honor. And I made him the flash sheet. But then when I made it for him, I I had done a couple of Charlie Brown characters like on the flash sheets, but I wasn't really like planning on running with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw his pictures and I just kind of had the idea. I was like, oh, I should just do like a bunch of his Polaroids with this and not tell him I'm doing it and just send it to him.
Fight.
Print it out at like CVS so it looked like they were on like little Polaroids, and I cut them out with like a paper cutter.
Oh shit.
And I did like 10 of them. I don't know who I did. I think I did Tony Caves.
Yeah.
I did a
Shout out
Crime
to
Apple,
Tony.
a Rome Streets one. I picked like 10 random ones and just sent it to him, and he was like, bro, these are crazy. He's like, we need to run with this. And then after that, it was like every day he'd send me a new Polaroid. He's like, can you do this? I'd be like, yeah. And we just kind of kept it going.
Fine, man. He's a bit of dope little relationship up. How many of those Polaroids do you reckon you done? Fuck, man, endless.
I don't know, probably a couple hundred at least, like,
It'd be a lot, man. It'd be a lot.
because we probably have like 50 that never even like saw the light of day.
That's
So
crazy,
they
crazy.
just kind of forgotten about. And sometimes you look back on them, and I guess things get better. You're like,
Yeah,
I don't really want to release that now, Or,
I feel you. I feel you. Oh, dope, man. So I was talking to Thousand yesterday, and I was talking about the cookout show, and then that's how you came up. And you were saying you painted 45,000 pieces in 4 minutes for the show. Jesus.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
I mean, when he hit me up with that opportunity, and he was just like, I want you to fill every single wall. And I was like, who am I doing it with? He's like, no, I just want you to do it. And I was like, all right.
Make it happen.
And he told me who was on the bill and stuff, and it was at Tough City. And I had never done a gallery before, so I was just like, I don't know, like other people were telling me. I was talking to Tony. He's like, I don't think you need to do like that many. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to do it and be like disappointed and be like, I wish I did more. So I was just like, fuck it. So I did like pretty much a painting after he told me every single day until the show. But
Wow,
he
man.
also hasn't worked and come up with a lot of requests. Like he was like, I want every artist,
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right. And then he's like, we need Derek Jeter. He's from the Bronx. We need Fat Joe.
yeah.
We need you know, this, that, and the fourth. So I'm like, all right, just keep them coming. I'll paint every day till the time comes.
That's crazy. So what was it, like 50 something?
Yeah, I think I brought 55 pieces, but some of them were already done. I think I did in like the month before. I think I did like 35 or something.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
wild, man. Crazy
yeah.
work ethic, bro. You would have been pushing yourself. Did you have any struggles with it, or you just got it done?
It was tough. Like I feel like the last like five I did, I wasn't like super happy with because I was just like someone else would be get added to the show. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And he'd be
yeah,
squeeze this one in. I'm like I gave a few of them out at like that were still like completely wet because the oils take like a week to dry.
yeah, yeah,
So be the week of the show, and I had to give them to people like, yo, just don't touch them. And then
yeah. Oh shit, crazy, man. And so I missed out on that show by a week. By what? One
yeah,
week? 2 weeks?
yeah, yeah.
Man, man. I watched it all. I watched it all on Thousands feed and New Vegas's feed and shit on their lives. Crazy, man. And what happened afterwards? Fucking West pulled up.
Yeah,
you got the handoffs and painting. Was that the Julia Lang shit that night?
yeah, but that was pretty wild. I didn't even know he was there. I went inside Tough City after the show when we were kind of cleaning up my paintings and taking shit off the wall. And I was going to give, I think I was going in to give Thousand Words, like I did a big pun one for him for the show.
Yeah. I know the piece.
Got shit. And I was going in because we needed to take like a picture with it or whatever. And I walked in. He's just like, "Yo, Kip, you see who's here?" And I'm like, and they have the little train cars inside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Nah, who?" And I like walk over, and he's just sitting like in one of the tattoo booths in the train car because one of them had the Hitler rug on the wall.
Ah, that's right. I seen that when I was there. Yeah.
So he was doing like a photo shoot, sitting in the train booth with the Hitler rug in the background, like signing and shit. And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Man.
And then he's like, Thousands like, "Oh, you see who he showed him like the painting I gave him, and he's like, "You know who did it?" He's like, "Oh, I see the gold leaf. I know Kip did that." And then he comes out and I was like, "Yo," I think he said, he's like, "Oh, because there was people there like from like his camp, like 4x10 or whatever."
40 in that. Yeah.
And he was like, "I saw that Julia Ling piece. I'm going to a birthday party right now."
Oh,
And I was like, he's like, I'll make a little video with it or whatever if you. And I was like, saying, "Oh, you're gonna be here in a second." I already packed it in the car, so I had to like run to the car
oh shit.
and bring it in and give it to him.
Yeah,
But
what's that video last night? The Secret God video
yeah,
with your painting and it's
yeah,
fire, man.
yeah,
Crazy. And I've seen recently you're at the Jar King Art Social.
yeah. That
Yeah,
was real fun.
how did all that go? It's a lot of familiar faces in the building.
Yeah, like a lot of people showed up to it. It was fun. It was more like that one was almost more like a party with like you know some
Like-minded heads.
yeah, and then, some performances and uh just beat shows and whatnot. But it was good. It
Yeah,
was more just people would be in and out, traveling from room to room. There was a bunch of art. Mr. Wright was there. He fucking killed it.
shout out to Mr. Wright,
Dave,
killer.
Dave Proch brought the most paintings. It was
I've
just a good
seen it.
time.
Yeah, beautiful. And I've seen you got the cover for that new Jar King joint, man. Shout out to that.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect that. I didn't like make that for the cover. I did it for when they asked me to do the show, they were like, "Could you do a couple paintings for the event?" And I did it, and he was like, "Could I use it for the cover?" And I was like,
Ooh.
"Sure."
Yeah, you know how that goes. Have you listened to the album yet?
Yeah, actually, I heard a little bit of it, and then I checked out the whole thing today. Actually,
Yeah. Fuck, what was that
yeah.
track, man? There's a track that hit me that I heard. I think it's the Medina track.
Oh, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that something in a track was it Nights in Medina or something? That was
Yeah, Night of Medina, man. Jar King's special,
yeah,
man. For someone so young, he's like an old soul, man. He's a throwback. He's fucking
yeah.
their whole camp, the Divine Camp's really ill, man.
No, there was a couple cool beats on that too. Like I think the one before that one, wasn't it a West Side sample?
Yeah,
Like
just you winter bloody fig.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. Fuck, crazy. Dope album. I gotta sit back through it, man. They got a nice eye for art.
yeah,
All of his covers been killer, especially
yeah.
yours.
And like when we'd show up early, like they would just, you could tell like how much they were into it. Like they before the show even opened, they'd just be sitting there ciphering for like an hour, like just back and forth. Back
So,
and forth.
on some real culture shit. They love it.
So that's always cool to see, and just be there and actually see the stuff.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. What do we have here? So the Boston scene, the Boston hip hop scene's pretty alive and well, right?
Yeah,
Like thriving, man, like crazy. I tried to run a few names off yesterday with 1,000. It seems never ending, man. It's a crazy place to be. It seems.
yeah. No,
Wow.
the Boy Rock and those guys feed the family. They're kind of taking off right now, and you got
Yeah,
the Lin ones, like Estianac, Davino, and all those guys have been killing it for a while.
hundred
But
percent.
then all the people, even in Worcester, like some of my buddies, they're in this group called Ganosha. They do like some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, right,
They
dope.
Dude Weapon ESP. He's had songs with STNAC and stuff, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
pretty. Yeah.
Fire, man. Fire, fire. So we'll start talking a little bit of the art shit, man. What's your favorite medium? What's your favorite? What's your weapon of choice with your painting?
Oil.
Oil. Any reason in
Yeah.
particular?
Honestly, when I went to the Vivian Art Basel and I saw Marielle's shit, I don't want to say I saw it and was like, oh, I could do this,
Yeah.
but when I saw it, I there was just something about it that I was
You
like
want to do it?
up close and in person. It's not like perfect, like where like some of Isaac's stuff. It looks like a photograph, and I'm like, I can't do that. This was more like it had a style to it, whereas like it didn't have to be like perfect. You can see the brushstrokes, you can see like all that crazy stuff, and I was just like, I love this. I just wanted to try it, like in the first few I didn't obviously come out too great, but like it was fun, and I like the way the oils blend and stuff, like keeping it wet. Like whenever I did acrylics, like I feel like once it dried, like I had so much trouble like trying to like go back into it
Yeah,
and
yeah, gotcha.
whatnot. Oil, like I usually paint it in one sitting. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna paint for 5-6 hours, and I'll just do that, and
Crazy,
then like
crazy.
move it around until it works.
Wild, man. I've had a little dabble, but fucking nothing too heavy, man. I've stayed away from it. I can work with some acrylics and that, but I've got a gang of oil paints. I just haven't jumped into it, man. I got to get there one
Yeah,
day.
yeah, no, it's fun. I like it. And before that, I was just doing, the digital Charlie Brown shit mostly. I did a couple of those as paintings, like with acrylic, but
Yeah, yeah,
that wasn't like, I don't know, that wasn't really super fun for me because it was basically just drawing like I would digital and just
color
covering it
in.
with, yeah, coloring in,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you.
so once you had the sketch done, it was kind of just like boring, just coloring in wide spaces with bright colors.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. We get. You're gonna do any more aerosol works? I haven't seen you touch a cam for a while.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I usually go out in the winter and that's what I'm doing, but lately I've just been so into the painting that I haven't got down to the alley, but I
Yeah,
want to. I just got a new place and we have a garage. I hit some shit in the garage. It just wasn't like worthy of showing. I was more just like messing around with the space, and
yeah,
I
practice.
didn't have the proper colors and shit. I was just kind of drawing some cartoons on the wall and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, fire, fire. You got a big wall in there?
Yeah, the one of the whole walls is like drywalled, so it's probably like 20 feet
Oh
by like
shit.
so.
Sounds like spot. I
Yeah.
look forward to seeing more work, man. How did you find using aerosol when you first touched it?
My buddy owns a building in Worcester, and he has like some graffiti on the back. I don't know if you ever heard of that group like Powwow. Like it's like they do like shit. I don't know if they go overseas, but they do it all around the United States, and they'll like take over a city and just people will give up their buildings to like do
Oh
shit on them.
shit. Fire,
So
fire.
we have graffiti on the building, but he's like one of my best friends, so he was like, I have a whole alley. Have you ever used spray paint? I was like, no, not really. He's like, you want to? And I was like, the next day I went out and bought a bunch of spray paint and was in the alley. And he was like,
Yeah,
oh, so you really wanted to? And I was like, well, yeah, you're going to give me a spot.
yeah, if you got the opportunity, man. Spots are the hardest
Yeah.
things to find, man.
I mean, I used to like tag like little, like when I was young, we used to like ride BMX bikes. And every once in a while we had like a little like bike crew and we'd like, tag the name somewhere or some shit like that. But I was never like into like graffiti. Like I was into it, but I never like did it like like you or Tony or some shit. Like
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
running around and doing big throw ups and stuff. Like
Acting a fool, running away from the police,
yeah,
trying not to get fucking caught. Hectic, man.
yeah.
I
But
mean,
when he gave me like shit, like I got it wrong. And then once I did the first one, and looking back now, it didn't come out good. But for the time that I did it, for me, I was like excited about it, and I just ran with it.
fire, man. I love it. I love seeing it when you first did it. You're speaking of Marielle, your Marielle Rome piece, man. That you just the other day. What a concept. Fuck, that was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. That was honestly that was one of my favorite things I've thought of. Like I feel like I was getting a little bored, like just doing the same things. Like I think I did a piece like a couple days before with just the gold leaf halo and someone's face, and I was just kind of like, it came out fine, but I was just like, all right.
We gotta keep it interesting, man. Otherwise, you.
When I thought of that, I like the kid who owns the alley. He actually lives next door to me now,
Yeah,
and I remember telling him the night before. I was like, "Yo, I just thought of this idea," and I had done like a sketch in a notebook of just like the concept,
yeah.
and I've never been this excited in like maybe a year to like paint a piece.
Ooh,
And I was actually gonna go to the alley the next day and do some graffiti, and I was
yeah.
like, I don't think I can. I was like, I was too excited for this, so I woke up like an hour early. I was like up at like 6:30, like just like
Oh
I gotta
shit,
get and just painted the whole day. Like,
raring to go. You got to you, you
yeah,
got you got to run with those feelings when you get them, man, because they don't come all the
yeah,
time. And when they do, it's
yeah,
special.
yeah. No, that's like my favorite time to paint, when you're just like super amped on something. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Oh man, fire. Um, I was going through your feed last night just to try and find some of my favorite pieces you've done. And is that the Conway behind you with the prayer hands?
Hmm.
Fire, man. I reckon that's probably one of my favorite pieces you've done.
I'll flip the camera if I can
Yeah,
figure it
let's
out here.
go.
I'm gonna show you the studio at least,
Yeah, fire.
and the wall over here.
Jesus, relax, mate.
And I
Killer.
got you see some squat pieces over here.
Oh shit. Oh shit. What is that? I didn't even recognize that first thing. Is that me? I
You
don't even
sent it
know.
to me.
I don't even know what that is, man. I think it's just a little scribble. Oh, it's an
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
okay. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. Jesus.
I, I think you sent it to me with a print or something.
Yep. Fire. Tony
Yeah,
K.
yeah, Tony K's piece,
Fire.
and you. And so obviously your books.
Oof. 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 Let's go.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. So that's your little studio.
Yeah.
Fire, man. You do all your painting in there?
Yeah, here or like I don't know. I usually paint here. This is what my girl wants me to paint, so because this is my designated get paint places.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we have like right around the corner. There's like a basement living room, and I kind of sneak in there because it has a TV. So sometimes I want to watch The Sopranos while I'm painting instead of
Yeah.
listening to music.
Fire, man.
So
So
I'll show you.
yeah.
We got some pieces in here too, so might as well show you. This is
Well, gee,
the other room.
I didn't know that Bill Russell was that big. Shit.
Yeah, it's like 4 feet.
How long that one take? You get that done in a sitting?
Yeah, well, I that was another one that I was like super excited about. So I did that in, I don't know, when I came up with the idea, I was like, I need to get this done, and I that was my first big painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just seeing the canvas, I was pretty amped on just like trying to do something that big.
Yeah,
So
dope.
I woke up at like 6:37, and I painted I think till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh shit.
I took a break. I think my girlfriend's uncle came from Uruguay,
Yep.
and we went out to dinner at like 5 or 6 and went out for a couple hours. And then I came back home and just kept going until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Crazy until you can't stay up any longer.
Yeah.
Jesus. Your pallbearer piece is fire, man. And I seen your Last Supper piece, and I forgot all about that Last Supper piece. I did my version recently, and we spoke about it recently.
Yeah.
Killer. You hit it proper though. You had everyone, man. I couldn't fit everyone on there.
I don't know. Yours is probably better, but like.
Oh man, it's all
It's
subjective. It's all
right.
both dope, man. Your favorite artists and your artistic influences, like from anywhere, like paint, creative wise.
Well, I mean, you got to be kind of at the top of the list.
Oh shit, let's go.
I mean, when I
Let's
came,
go.
when I came into starting doing it, I mean, like people like you know, like Seth, but like honestly, even more you, like were some of my favorite. You know, what I like the best about your shit is when you see it, you're like, there's no denying. It's like that's a squat piece. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fire.
even close, you're like, all right, someone bit off squat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Fire.
and that's kind of what I like up until recently. Well, even still, I'm still kind of trying to find like my exact style, but like that's what I was always like jealous of. Even with the Charlie Brown shit, it's like it's not really my style. I'm just kind of
Adopted
making
theme.
look like other cartoons. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's still your
but
style.
like yeah, but I'm happier now, like doing a little, like being a little more coming up with my own shit.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
do pieces like you said, like the Roman Mariella piece. Like that's what I mean. It's
That's
all me.
it.
It's not.
That style,
It's not,
the style thing is it's a journey, man. It's not a destination. So
yeah.
you definitely got your own lane, man. You definitely got your own style.
But other people, I mean, Tony Kays, he's a big one.
100%. Shout out to
I
Tony.
mean, him more so, not more so necessarily than you, but more so than a lot of other people, just because I've gone to pain with him so many times,
Dope.
and he's taught me a lot. You know what I mean? Like when I first started doing the spray paint, I remember going to his first art show at Tough City.
Yep, yep, yep.
Like, oh, come on, throw something on the wall with me, and I like threw it on the wall, and he kind of taught me. I didn't really know how to do highlights on cartoons and shit. He taught me how to do highlights, and
Oh shit.
he's always just been mad cool. Even when he was, like I always thought he was leagues better. I mean, I still think he's leagues better than me, but like
Nah.
he wasn't like afraid to just be like, yeah, try this, do this. He wasn't like, no, I don't have to help you. You know what I mean? Like,
No, man, we got to give out. That's a part of growing, man. You got to give out the cheat codes.
yeah,
You got to. You don't keep them to yourself. There's no growth and no evolution unless you're bigging up the next man.
yeah. He's tough to paint next to though. Like whenever I go to his house down in Springfield and we paint, it's sometimes I won't even be painting. I'll just be staring at him like, what are you doing?
Oh shit.
Like, because him, he just takes out like everything. You know what I mean? He'll have all sorts of mediums, and he'll have like oils, acrylics, like just like little squirt bottles of paint, spray
Yeah, yeah.
paint,
Newspapers and comics and
pastels.
shit.
Yeah, like everything. And you're just like, what are you up to over there? And I'm just sitting there with my brush and a little oil paint, like,
No, Tony's wild, man. I'm a big fan of Tony's work. He's dope.
yeah.
Yeah, shit. How do you find the time, brother? How do you find the time? And I got the answer. Like I know. But how do you find the time to do it all? You're a husband, I'm assuming, fucking full-time work. How do you find the time to do the art?
I mean, it's tough, but it's just like, this is what I want to do. It's like when I started doing this, I just wanted to be like part of the culture, and I honestly didn't think that was even possible. When I was even started doing the Charlie Brown stuff, even when I started with 1,000 Words, I was like, it's not gonna get to where it is now, like not even that I'm like anything now, but like I didn't even
Ah,
think
get out of town.
but
The
I didn't
kip, the
even think
kip
what
the
I'm doing
fog,
now
man.
I didn't even think like what I was doing now was possible, like but so it's I just put in the work, it's you get it's when you really want to do it, it's not really work, it's like I'd rather be doing this when I get home than anything else. So
Yeah, 100%, man.
and
Hard
I
work.
got the privilege. I don't have kids and stuff, so it's a little easier for me than even you. But like the deal. Like
Yeah, man.
you might not see you post for a week, but then you put out a book that has 100 paintings in it. It's like, when did you do this?
Yeah, man.
Like
Always working, always working.
yeah.
Just finding out ways to put it out into the world.
And I think one of the big things for me always is like when I started doing it, I was like, painting with someone like Tony, like even when he came down to the alley once and we painted together and shit like that. It's like you paint with someone like that and you're like, I suck. You know what I mean? Like comparatively, like watching him, you're just like, oh fuck, I have a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? So like the only way to even try and compete is to work, so
Working, man.
I make sure like I paint every single day just to make sure I get a little better every day.
and you will, man. It's just the hard work beats talent all the time. You know, it's just
Yeah,
just keep painting, man.
yeah,
That's all I did. You know, I just dedicated myself to the craft, just like you, and you're part of the culture, man. You're a big part of the culture.
yeah. And you get excited too. Like you hear a song or some shit. Like I know you know the deal because I've seen you do it all the time. Like a song will come out and you'll have it painting out 2 hours later. Like
It just clicks,
sometimes
right?
that's how it works. You get like an idea and you're like, I need. It's not like you're like, oh, I want to do it. You're like, I need to do this now because I just heard this and it's amazing and I want to get to it. Like
100%. Sometimes those ideas, all they do is die, man. If you don't manifest to make it happen, they're gone.
yeah,
And that buzz to do it's gone, man.
yeah. And every day you wait, the excitement loses a little bit, and then it's not the same when you're painting. When you have that like real excitement when you have that idea, it's just like you need to do it.
Have to,
Like
you have to. It's your duty.
yeah. I mean, we've done the same ones that we've been painting the same pieces at the same time and not knowing it. I remember when you did it was like I think at some like one of the Griselda people's birthday party and West Side had that like orange what was it like an
Yeah,
orange
the
suit or
orange mask. Yeah. Everyone did
something
that. I think there
at
was
the
like 10
mat
people
stuff,
did it.
but I did one on like the wall and the second I saw it I was like I drove straight to the alley and just started painting. I did it was like I think my one of my bigger pieces and I didn't get it finished in time.
Oh shit.
And like right before I was like fuck it I'll take a picture and just post like what I have done.
Yeah,
And the second I went to go post it, I see your post, just like the same picture, and I'm
yeah.
like, me and Squad been doing the same thing all day.
100%, man. 100%. That's what drives. That's what moves you.
Yeah.
What do you listen to music wise?
Um, that's a good question. Well, today I was listening to obviously that Jack King CD. I
Yeah,
told you
yeah,
that.
yeah. Fire.
That new Ito project was pretty good with
The
Future with
okay. I haven't
the
checked it out yet. I've got to check it
the
out.
Dead Poets one.
Yeah, yeah.
I was fucking with
RDB
that.
RDB killed that artwork, man.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, big time.
Um, been listening to a lot of Mickey Diamonds.
Shout out to the young
Um,
brother.
yeah. Um, I don't know, and honestly, just like other than that, lately, just kind of throwbacks and stuff. Obviously, I usually every couple days you throw on some old Griselda shit, or
100%,
I mean,
man.
I've been messing with a lot of Crime Apple.
Yeah, crime
I
apples,
think it's because
dog.
my buddy next door, I kind of recently got him into a lot of the underground shit,
Yeah,
and
dog.
that's like I think his favorite. He plays bass in like a pretty big band, 4 Years Strong.
Yeah,
So he loves like jazzy stuff, and I think a lot of the new crime's been over like jazz stuff. So we've been listening to a lot of that.
dog.
Um, other than that, I don't really know.
Sweet. All right, man. So we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. I've got a few just little quick rapid fire answers. So I'm give you like you've seen it before. Just yes or no. Which one you like,
Yeah.
don't like? I don't know. I'm trying the hard. Are you a Nas fan? Are
Oh, what?
you a Nas fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It was written or Illmatic.
Illmatic.
uh,
Sorry.
in relation to art, digital or physical?
Physical.
Physical, 100%, man. New Vegas films or cinematic?
Oof.
Oh,
Come on, you can't ask me that.
I'm not answering it, man. So I'm all right.
I'm not answering it.
Yeah, I wouldn't answer it either.
Depends on the photo, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Cities, as far as cities go, Boston or New York? Are you biased or?
No, I'm not biased. I mean, obviously, I love my home, so like I'm gonna rep Worcester, Massachusetts before New York, but I love New York.
Yeah.
I love getting out there. That's one of my favorite things to do. I wish I could go out more. It just gets expensive with the hotels and everything else.
Oh
Like,
man, I couldn't
but like
imagine.
even tonight, was it Friday? Like tonight, I really wanted to go to that
Chinatown Sound.
Chinatown Sound one. Like I planned on going, but it's like I just went to New York like 2 weeks ago for that Jack King thing, and
Yeah.
it just gets expensive traveling all the time. Like
Man, it would. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce or Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum?
I mean, I'd have to go Garnett and Pierce. I mean, they won the championship. You know,
100%.
like
Boston going to win this year or what?
I think so.
Think so. We'll see.
I mean, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, they do look good, man.
I don't want to get too cocky though, because I thought they were going to win last year, and they really fucked it up there in the championship. So
Yeah, you see Kyrie requested a trade today.
yeah, I didn't read it, but I like saw like the clickbait on it.
Yeah, so I think it's the real deal. So he's going to go somewhere, probably end up at the Lakers. Flop.
I heard some chirping about him going to the Lakers.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
I
probably.
can't imagine the Nets letting him go though.
Yeah, well, his contract's up at the end of the season, so he's going to go anyway if he does go. So we'll see.
But I don't think. Do you think he'll go before the trade deadline?
You never know. If he's
Yeah,
requested a
I
man,
guess.
you'd assume, but all we can do is assume. All this NBA shit is just rumors until you actually see it happen.
Yeah, yeah, but who could the Nets give? I mean, who could the Lakers give the Nets right now to make it worth it? Because the Nets are in second place.
Yeah, you're right. It'd have to be like a
Yeah,
multi-team deal, something like that.
yeah, yeah. It'd have to be something big.
It's going to be interesting. Conway or West?
I'd probably go West, even though like I like a lot of Conway's bars and like raps actually better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Conway
I mean
definitely.
West Side.
Conway the better rapper.
I mean
West.
West Side's the reason I started painting. You know what I mean? So like to me, he means the most to me out of any like musician ever. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
like
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the exact same boat.
so it's like I might like some of Conway's verses better, and some like obviously his freestyles are insane, and
Yep.
some of his projects might even be better. But like West is West. You know what I mean? That's why I started painting. That's like, I drew my whole life, but like I never knew what to draw. You know, like my dad always painted when I was young. He does landscapes and he does shit out of wood. Like he'll does like 3D art with wood and stuff.
Yep. Fire.
Like so I'd mimic stuff, I'd be like, oh, I'll try and paint a landscape or I'll do this. And I had periods where I got like kind of into it, but like my heart wasn't like in it like it's in it now, like until I found like this lane.
Yeah. 100%. I feel you.
And you got to thank someone like that for it who kind of put the art first, like
And he loves it.
yeah.
100%. All right, man. Well, I think that's a wrap. We'll leave it at that. Keep it short and concise.
All right.
I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for all that you do for the culture. Thank you for your art. What you contribute to the scene is second to none, man. I've watched your growth and the evolution of who and what you are, and I'm a fan, man. I look forward to see what else you keep coming up with.
Oh, thanks, man. Means a
All
lot coming.
100%. All right, man. We'll talk soon.
All right.
All right, see you, brother.
All right, brother.